Hey guys, so for my book review, I chose to talk about Jane McGonigal's book, Reality is Broken: Why Games Make Us Better and How They Can Change the World. Before jumping in, I wanted to talk a little bit about what drew me to this book. As a teacher and someone who works predominantly with summer camps, I'm a firm believer that play and learning often happen simultaneously. As you can see in the title, Jane McGonigal talks a lot about why games particularly make us better and how they can help us improve the world. Before I get too far into teacher mode, let me get back to the book. Ultimately, the premise of the book is pretty similar to my own thoughts about games. But according to McGonigal, the reach that games have, or at least their potential, extends far beyond teaching. She prefaces the book by talking about how reality is broken, and people are escaping into the abyss of games. Reality is not designed for our pleasure, and with that we get the term harsh reality. It's no wonder that people are escaping into alternate realities every day. McGonigal sees this as an opportunity, and with this she asks the question, how can we use games to fix reality and make it more enjoyable? She goes on to outline her strategy for this through the three key parts of the book: why games make us happy, reinventing reality, and how very big games can change the world. The first section, Why Games Make Us Happy, takes a closer look at some of the top game designers and asks the question why and how games provoke emotion. And not only emotion in games, but sometimes emotion that spills over into our personal lives. Throughout the chapter, she follows the work of Csikszentmihalyi, a theorist with big ideas that came before his time, talking about satisfaction and a flow state. She also looks at the properties of what makes up a game, and ultimately stands by a quote that for me summarizes the chapter really well. We're much happier enlivening time rather than killing it. Next, she talks about 4 categories of intrinsic reward, essentially how gameplay appeals to our desires. She says, we crave satisfying work, we crave success, we crave social connection, and we crave meaning. Games hit all of these goals, or at least they seek to. And wouldn't it be interesting if we could do this in our reality as well? These 4 categories lead really nicely into the next chapter of the book, Reinventing Reality. Possibly my favorite section. She starts off this section by talking about a game called Chore Wars. Basically, a game that mimics World of Warcraft, but the players are family members or housemates. Players log into an online forum where all the chores are worth experience points. Basically, it's a chore management system that helps you track housework and inspires people to do more housework. I don't know about anybody else, but I found this idea completely enthralling, probably because I myself have a very messy room, and the idea of a game to inspire me to clean it was intriguing, to say the least. As a side note, who thought I'd be talking about my messy room in my grad school program? But this is only one of the examples given by Jane McGonigal throughout the book. Basically, this entire section is dedicated to talking about the transformation possibilities of games and how we can use games to make reality not only more fun and engaging, but also challenging and rewarding. She closes the book with her section on big games and how they can change the world. Here she talks about crowdsourcing, participation, God games, and how all of these things can be used in the real world to have long-term effects. Reading through all of the chapters, I found her language simple yet compelling, and her references to games easy to understand, even as a non-gamer myself. I found her big ideas very interesting and relatable. Overall, this is a book I would recommend to anyone who's looking to learn more about video games, how they can change your own perspective, or how they can be used to change the world around